We're here at a pollen gym in Edison, New Jersey, and I want to introduce myself to you guys. I'm Dave Palumbo. I've been here before. I'm back again. Obviously, I must have made an impression the first time I was here. And we're about to start my seminar. And any of you guys who've been at my seminars before will know that I really like to kind of gear them according to what your interests are. Some of you have heard me speak before, so I don't like to be too repetitive. So I like to get some input of what you guys really are interested in knowing about, learning more about. I am going to discuss a little bit today about toxicity issues in working out, because I think a lot of people take that for granted. The fact that our bodies can only process foods and build muscle and burn fat as efficiently as the body is able to detoxify itself. Now, what does that statement mean exactly? Well, what it means is that if you have too much waste being produced in the body, and the body cannot get rid of that waste, it clutters the protein-building, fat-burning machinery down. The analogy a lot of times I've given, and this seems to hit home, is if you have a fish tank at home, okay, specifically when you were growing up, have you ever had one of those goldfish bowls? You know, when you went to the carnival and you won the free goldfish and you put it in a bowl and you would put some fish flakes in there every morning. And after about a week or two, you'd notice that if you came up to the bowl, it had a weird smell. And that smell was the toxic, you know, the waste products from the fish being excreted into the water, plus the decay of some of the food that was in there. And you realized that if you didn't change the water in the bowl, goldfish bowl, what was going to happen eventually was the fish was going to die. Sometimes you might even have waited until the fish was swimming upside down. Well, the body, the human body, is like all the cells in our body are like little goldfish bowls. And if these cells are not cleaned out, what happens is the machinery inside the cells don't work properly. The immune system in our body doesn't work properly, okay? The immune system starts to overreact to these waste products and creates a lot of inflammation in the body, all over the place. That's not good. Usually that leads to skin irritations, acid reflux diseases, all kinds of different things that don't make you feel good. Okay, when your body is trying to combat and get rid of waste, okay, it can't worry about adding new muscle, and it can't worry about burning fat. That becomes a low priority. So if you want your body to operate efficiently, okay, it's very important that you not only take in the right nutrients, okay, in the way of foods. When we talk about foods, we talk about macronutrients, proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And it's not only important that you take in the right micronutrients in the way of minerals and vitamins and supplements, okay, but it's also important, okay, that we get rid of the waste products that are produced from the metabolism of this stuff. And, you know, I was always worried. I always wanted to get to 300 pounds when I was a bodybuilder. That was always my goal. And I eventually did, and I went over 300 pounds. I was up to, I think, as high as 319 pounds at one point. And I never really worried about toxic waste in my body or detoxifying the body. The goal, and probably a lot of you guys here can relate to this, was always stuff as much food into your body as possible, train as hard as you can, sleep as much as you can, so that you can recover from the workouts. And it worked, but I noticed looking back retrospectively, I had a lot of side effects that I didn't really know about. My skin was always really bad. I was always combating acne problems, to the point where before a show I would take antibiotics usually for 2 weeks before, so my skin would clear up. But I never really got at the root of why that was happening, you know. Once again, the skin is the biggest excretory organ in the body. So the body likes to get rid of waste through the skin. So if you find that you break out a lot, or even if you have irritations, if you have eczema, psoriasis, anything like that that's an irritation of your skin, it probably means that you have a lot of waste toxins in your body that your body's trying to get rid of. And the skin is a very easy place for the body to get rid of it. Now, if you don't have good skin or good pores, a lot of times your body will try to dump waste into your intestinal tract. And when there's a lot of acid waste being dumped into your intestinal tract, a lot of times what you'll notice is you'll get acid reflux. If you have a lot of acid reflux all the time, you're always getting digestion, that could be a sign of over-acidification of your body. Some people, actually, usually this happens in women, the women store the toxins or the acid waste in their fat cells. So, you know, as I was driving through Staten Island, I saw a couple of, you know, landfills, and that's essentially what happens in your body. Your body becomes a landfill. And these fat cells become storage depots for these wastes. And guess what happens? You try to burn this fat now, and your body's not going to want to get rid of it because it doesn't know what to do with all the toxins you have in your body, okay? So we have to have a strategy not only to put muscle on, to eat the right nutrients, but also to get rid of the waste products that are being produced from protein digestion, from lactic acid buildup, from working out with weights. Stress is one of the biggest causes of acidic buildup in the body, or acid waste buildup. Now, how do we get rid of these toxins, okay? Number one, drink a lot of water, okay? You've always heard that. Everyone tells you, drink a lot of water when you eat a lot of protein. But the kind of water you drink becomes as important sometimes as how much water you drink, okay? If you ever took if any of you went to a store and bought a little pH kit, okay? You can get these things, you could test the pH of your pool, okay? They sell them all over the place now. What the pH of your body is, or the pH in general, is it measures how much acidity and how much alkalinity in the body. The higher the pH, the more alkaline your body is, which is a healthy state to be in. The lower your pH, the more acidic your body is. Okay? The more acidic you are, obviously, the less efficiently your body will function. Okay? If you test the pH of tap water, okay, that has chlorine and fluoride in there, you'll notice it's very low, which means it's very acidic, okay? I was shocked to find that the Poland Spring water filter in my house, not water filter, the water jug I have in my house, when I tested that water, it came out very acidic too. So if you're drinking water that's already acidic, okay, you're adding to the acidity problem in your body. So here you are thinking you're flushing your body with pure water, pure bottled water, and you're actually making the situation worse in some instances. So what I recommend people do is that they try to get a source of water that's alkaline in nature. Now, probably, if you've noticed, if any of you are big bottled water drinkers, there's a lot of new bottled waters that are on the market now that will market, their marketing strategies that it's alkalinized water. Fiji is a natural source of alkalinized water. It's not very high in alkalinity, but it is higher than anything else that naturally occurs out there. Now, there's some waters that have been being produced now where they're actually making the water alkaline. They're a little more expensive, but if you start drinking a bottle or two or three of these a day, you will notice a difference. My good friend Jack Titoni has a product called Hydrolyzed Ultra Water, which is an alkalinized water. I have a water filter in my house that I connect my sink to, and I've been using it for probably the last 6 or 7 years, and I alkalinize the water. I fill up a pitcher, and that's the water I use all day long. The truth is, you don't really need to drink alkalinized water when you're eating a protein meal, because when you eat protein, your stomach releases acids, okay? So that's kind of killing the reason. It's not really helping the situation. But during the middle of the day, when you first wake up in the morning, right before you go to bed, when you're training in the gym, that's when you should be drinking your alkalinized water, okay, on an empty stomach. And I actually came across an interesting gidget. I call it gidgets. Whenever I find interesting gizmos, I like to purchase them, try them myself, and then if they're good, I like to recommend them for other people. But there's something called an ion pod. If you don't want to spend $2,000 on a water filter, it looks like a little metal cylinder, and this metal cylinder you could put water. You can put puddle water in this stuff if you want, but you put water in there. You leave it in there for 5 minutes, like a little water bottle, and it alkalinizes the water. And the stuff, it's really interesting because the actual ion pod itself comes with a little pH kit. So you can actually test the water, and you can actually see that it's turning it alkaline. You can test all the water in your house from all your taps and your bottled waters, and you can see what you're actually drinking, which I find interesting. It was such an interesting object that I actually started selling it on my website. So if any of you are interested, it's like $45. It lasts 8 months, the little cartridge filters, and then you can just replace the filters. They're like $1 or $2 each. You can buy them on Amazon. But the ion pod, it's like $45. I recommend, at the very minimum, drink 3 ion pods full of water per day, alkalinized water per day. And I guarantee you will see an improvement in your skin, your complexion. You'll feel better. You won't. If you have indigestion, you drink one of those things and it goes away instantly. Okay, and you'll see that your body is starting to recover better. Okay, alkalinized water, very important. Another very good detoxifying agent. And these are cheap things you can do that will make a big difference. Okay, in the way your body responds to training, recovery, building muscle, burning fat. Apple cider vinegar. Okay, I don't know if any of you use apple cider vinegar, but the important thing with apple cider vinegar is you want to buy apple cider vinegar with mother, it's called, M-O-T-H-E-R, which means it has the pulp in it still. Bragg's, B-R-A-G-G-S, makes a brand of apple cider vinegar you can buy in any health food store. Even the supermarkets are selling Bragg's. I would recommend get Bragg's brand. It's cheap. It's $6. It's a big bottle. And make sure you shake it up. And I put a teaspoon or a tablespoon about 3 times a day. Some people just shoot it down like a shot and then drink water with it. I actually mix it in the water I drink. And what it does is it helps pull toxins out of your body, and it helps alkalinize your body. They think it's the pulp part of it that actually causes the alkalinization. If any of you have pets, a lot of holistic pet people tell you to put a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in the pet's water bowl. It's good for the animal. It helps detoxify them. Very simplistic things you can do. There's a supplement I just got introduced to about 6 months ago called black mica, which is a paramagnetic mineral supplement. Okay, I know it sounds very sophisticated, but what it does is they found that they've extracted this mineral supplement. It's a liquid form from these rock formations in Japan called black mica. And for some reason, these black mica, supplements have an amazing ability to alkalinize the body, to restore mineral balance to the body, and to pull toxins out of the body. Once again, if you took the most disgusting water you could find outside in a puddle and you put it in a glass and you added a drop or two of this black mica supplement, you would notice all the crap fall to the bottom of the cup because it draws toxins. Now imagine if you put this into your body, what happens is it pulls the toxins that build up out of your body. Another interesting thing that a lot of us, since we work out and we eat a lot and we eat very frequently, don't realize is that it takes about 8 hours after the last time you eat. So when you eat a meal, it takes 8 hours before that meal is completely out of your body, okay? Now the body can't start detoxifying itself or releasing stored toxins in your body. Because remember, what happens is when the body is digesting food and building muscle, it doesn't have time to start getting rid of toxins, so it stores them, okay? It encapsulates them and stores them. When your body is given a rest from food ingestion, then your body starts releasing these toxins and you excrete them out of your body. Whether you pee them out or you poop them out, it doesn't matter. Always are eating and you never take more than an 8-hour break. In other words, if you go to sleep at midnight, you wake up at 8 a.m. and you start eating your first meal, you're really never having time to detoxify your body. So what I recommend once a week, you guys to do, and I wish I would have done this when I was training, once a week, go 12 hours where you don't eat anything. So if you go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, don't eat anything till 10 the next day, okay? Go 12 hours once a week. Give yourself a 12-hour fast, because from 8 hours after the last meal, you'll have a 4-hour period where your body will be able to release toxins out of your body, okay? Because it won't be digesting food during that time period, okay? The important thing, when you do this, okay, you might feel weird and get weird headaches and feel like weird flushes, because what's happening is your body is finally able to get rid of these toxins, and what it does is it just starts spitting them out through your intestinal tract and into your body. Now, if you don't have the right supplements you're taking or drinking the right fluids to flush them out of your body could reabsorb these toxins back into the bloodstream, and you're going to feel super terrible, okay? So what you want to do is during this period where you're fasting, or right before you're fasting and right after you're fasting, you want to make sure you're taking in a good fiber supplement twice a day, because fiber binds toxins in the colon and pulls them out, okay? And that brings you, a lot of people ask me what kind of fiber supplements, you should use. I made Fiberlife just for that very reason. I didn't realize how intuitive it was. I knew that there was a lot of health benefits to fiber, and I knew that it was important to take a fiber supplement that had both insoluble and soluble fiber in it. Very important. And you don't want a fiber supplement that has sugar in it, because sugar kind of ruins some of these good effects. What fiber will do is it'll lower your cholesterol levels, your bad cholesterol levels, because it binds up bile salts and cholesterol salts and pulls them out of the body. It'll stabilize your blood sugar, because it prevents the liver from overproducing glucose. It will prevent you from ever getting colon cancer. If you take 2 servings of fiber twice a day, an insoluble and soluble fiber supplement, you'll never get colon cancer, because what fiber does is it alkalinizes the colon. It reduces the acidity level. Now, you can't get rid of all the acidity in the colon. Think about what's in the colon. There's fecal matter in there. But you can reduce the acidity in there, and by doing so, the immune system works better. But more importantly, and something that I didn't realize, was that it binds up toxins that your body releases and draws them out of the body. It helps facilitate, okay, the removal of waste, and that's important. I know a lot of you guys probably who eat 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day said, well, I go to the bathroom 1,000,000 times a day already. I already go 3, 4 times a day. How much more do I need to go? Well, if you're only removing 80% of what you're supposed to be getting out of your body, then there's 20% being retained in your colon. And while it might eventually come out, you're going to be reabsorbing the toxins from this waste. You want your food to move through you at a good rate, and you want to get rid of all the waste products all the time. That's very important. I recommend a fiber supplement twice a day. Fiberlize, I have a fruit punch flavor and a lemonade flavor. It's delicious. It's got no sugar in it whatsoever. And I guarantee you, once you start using it, you'll never stop. It's like a religious experience. It really is. But it's very important when you're detoxifying to use a fiber supplement, whether you use mine or use someone else's. What else do we need to do to support this detoxification process? I've already talked to you about black mica. I've talked to you about alkalinized water. I've talked to you about apple cider vinegar. I've talked to you about fiber. Well, in the colon, lining our colon, okay, is a layer of bacteria, or beneficial bacteria, okay, called probiotic organisms, okay? These are organisms that are good for us. These are bacteria that do good stuff for us. They produce vitamin K. They line the layer. They prevent the colon from being attacked by inflammatory molecules. They keep pathogens out of your body. That's why, I mean, we're always ingesting bacteria in our foods. We think that, you know, when you get food poisoning, that's the only time that you're actually ingesting bad stuff. We're always ingesting bad stuff, but what happens is the good bacteria in your colon protect your body. They say that there's something like, we have like 10 pounds of good bacteria in our body. Think about how small bacteria are. That's a lot of bacteria. But when we take antibiotics, or you get chronic diarrhea, or you don't feel good, or whatever the case may be, these good bacteria die off a lot of times, and a lot of us are probably walking around with less than enough of these bacteria. And that affects your body's ability to process foods. It affects your body's ability to remove toxins. So it's very important that you take a good probiotic supplement. There's different versions. A lot of times, though, you'll see, if you go to your health food store, there's a refrigerated section. That's where most of them are. Because remember, these are bacteria. They're alive. They're live cultures. You want to keep them alive. A lot of times they need to be refrigerated in a refrigerated form. There's a website called Custom Probiotics, where you can actually, there's 1 million different formulations on there. Once a year, someone got me onto this about a year ago. Once a year, it's a good idea to do a 60-day run of a custom probiotic. They have a 6-in-1 strain. There's 6 strains of bacteria. And it's a little scooper, and you can mix it in some water, and you just gulp it down. It's pretty much tasteless. And you can restore your good bacteria. It's good to do that if you're on a long course of antibiotics, because you get sick or whatever the case may be. Some people are on it chronically because they have bad acne. Some people have different issues going on. But this is a good thing to do, is restore the probiotic organisms, the good bacteria, the intestinal flora to your body. If you take that multi-tiered approach, I guarantee your body is going to burn fat better, you're going to build muscle better, you're going to feel healthier. And the first thing you'll notice, people will tell you, the whites of your eyes look clear. If you look in the mirror and you got, I'm not talking about yellow jaundiced eyes, I'm talking about murky eyes, okay? Your eyes will get super, super white when your body is detoxified. And I guarantee you, everyone in here has got some level of toxicity build up in their body, unless you're someone who does a lot of the things I tell you about.